Hello and welcome to Rolling with Reviews. I'm Will, and with me as always is the one who tiltas my world,
Sarah.
And today we're doing a review of Dice Theme Park Deluxe Edition. Sarah, tell us a bit about this game and why we have two boxes.
Okay. Dice Theme Park is a dice manipulation board game about creating and running your own fairground. The dice represent customers and the tiles represent your rides. Once a customer has enjoyed a ride, their die is reduced, but they can still continue to enjoy more rides until their value is 0 when they leave. The player
die.
No, they don't die. They leave. They're very happy and satisfied.
They go to Dice Hospital.
That's possible. The player with the most points at the end of the game wins. And the reason there are two boxes is the big box, which has the game in it, is both, we think, the retail and deluxe box. So only made one version of the main game. This is all the deluxe add-on stuff, which includes some mini expansions and 3D monorail pieces. And we'll be talking more about it as we go along. Let's move on to...
And they're usually just sold either together or just the base
Right,
game.
so the problem is not many places sell the add-on pack by itself, which is unfortunate because it would be good to have as a complete expansion. But again, we'll talk more about that. So, Will, why did we get this?
You played it on Board Game Arena.
Yes, I did.
And so it's available as a premium game, so you'd have to pay for the subscription.
Well, have at least one person with a premium subscription start the game.
Yes.
And then anybody with a free or paid subscription can join the game.
Yeah. So you played it, thought it was great, thought I'd like it, so we put it on the math trade and actually got it in one of the math trades.
Yep, and we got the deluxe version, which I am very happy about because I'm not sure I really paid close attention to it at the time.
But we had one issue. We were missing a 1-point star. So I told Sarah, you're contacting Alley Cat Game and we're going to get that extra star. And she's like, they're based in the UK. And I'm like, I don't care. And then she's like, but they're probably going to ask us to pay for shipping. She was doing everything she can to throw a roadblock.
They're slow. They're swamped right now. You sure you wanted?
Yes.
It took, 6 weeks?
Yeah, when all was said and done from the first email to the time it arrived.
But you got it, and...
I got extras.
You got extras, and I'm like, thank you, person, for...
So mine is even more deluxe than anyone else in the world.
I'm not sure about that, but you have extra stars.
I have 3 more stars than anybody else does. I'm awesome.
Will is awesome.
Yes.
So let's talk about why we like the game. The player agency is amazing.
Yeah, every choice that you make is... you can really feel it because... You do a lot of pre-planning.
Yeah.
Whether it's your staff, what tile you bring into your park for the new attraction, whether or not you're getting a mascot, if you're playing with skills, what skill the mascot has. All that comes into play up front. Then it's time to operate your park, and then it turns into a puzzle.
Yes, I truly love that puzzle. You've got the customers that come in. So at the very beginning of the game, you get 3 dice, and that's all you've got. And you want to, as best as you can, to activate every single tile you have as many times as you can activate them. Most tiles can only be activated once unless you upgrade them, which is another great, fantastic choice that you have. So when you activate your center, entrance, you take a die, you pip it down 1, and then you move it to an adjacent location.
You also mark it with a
and you put an activation marker because you can only activate it so many times. And so then, you moved it to, I don't know, like the next one. Let's just say the next one, and it fits the requirements. Hopefully, if you've planned this correctly.
Like if it's the right color, then you can. Okay, let's activate that one and move it along.
And he keeps pipping down, and then the more advanced tiles will take 2 to 3 dice, and they have to be more specific than just color. And so you're trying to work all these customers around so that you can get the attractions that take singles to the attractions that take 2 or more dice, and make sure they're the right value, activate them because they're going to give you more points. And so if you've done all this during your activation, then you go through whatever the phase is after that. And you're going to look at those markers that you put down and gain points. And potentially money, potentially extra points. It all depends on how you've upgraded.
Yeah, and the nice thing is you have other ways to help you with this whole mechanism thing. It's not just purely, well, I got the dice and they don't match anything that I really need. Well, that's when you have map tiles and mascots. Map tiles will actually help you move tiles around, because normally the only way to move a die is by activating a tile to say they went on the ride.
Right.
However, a map tile will let you, well, just turn it face down, because they'll refresh at the end when it comes to the upkeep, and let you just start moving dice around your theme
Yeah,
park.
you can move one space per map tile you turn face down.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the mascots, you can start using them just as they are to pip a die up or down to get the number you want, or to say, you know what, that color doesn't matter, it's now the color I need.
Just for one activation.
Right. And that only gets even better when you actually bring in the skill cards.
Right, and you pick 2 staff cards at the beginning of every round, and those can further modify things, so you can get one that helps with mascots, so the mascots can do more during this phase.
Yeah, they get an essentially another activation.
Right.
For just spending 1 meeple of a mascot.
Right. So there's the combination of the player agency and the puzzle. It's very satisfying. It's not easy. If for those who are familiar with Dice Hospital is a lighter game. It still has its challenges, but Dice Theme Park is definitely a heavier, crunchier game. I mean, still mid-weight, but it's still got more decision space in it.
Yeah.
And more things to think about.
Yes.
We also really like the theme. I mean, it's a theme park. It's hard to be offended by going to a theme park. Even for me, I don't like fairgrounds. I don't like being out in the sun. I don't like fast rides. I don't like scary rides.
You think the food's all unhealthy?
The food's unhealthy, although it does taste very good, and I will go for a funnel cake every single time. So generally speaking, this is how I like to experience my fairground fun.
At a safe distance.
At a safe distance in a board game.
Yes. With dice.
With dice. The other thing is, for us, 4 rounds is the perfect length for the game. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't feel like it really needs more than that.
From the games we play, we found a clear winner starts emerging at the 4th round spot. And that's what they consider to be a short game.
Yeah.
And it fits how much we actually want to spend sitting at the table playing the game, too.
So going to what we don't like about that game, the fact that it does have that 5th round and they call that the standard game, I would have preferred the 4 rounds to be standard and the 5 rounds to be the long game. And the main reason there is, in the 5th round, you just have so much more to think about that it could break some people's brains.
Yeah. Also, it's really hard that once a leader emerges for you to ever catch up with them, because they just built the superior theme park.
And running it another round just means they're getting that much farther ahead. So it's almost like the 5th round isn't necessary for determining a winner. But if you are the type of person who maybe is on the heavier end of the spectrum of gaming and you prefer that heavy challenge, sure, 5 rounds will give you that, ooh, I get to run my engine another round, crunchy feeling. It's just probably not going to actually change the outcome of the game, and it might overstay its welcome. So, I mean, you've got to balance those factors. For us, 4 is just better.
Yeah, I found that just from what we played, if I played a 5th round, I'd be like, okay, that was a great game. I don't want to play this for a while.
Yeah.
Whereas 4 rounds, like, that was fun. You want to play it again.
It's true. It's the difference between being immensely satisfying and overstaying its welcome to the point that you're like, I don't want to play this again.
Yeah.
Also, this is going to sound weird, but what we don't like is the deluxe version is the best version, and the fact is it's probably not going to be available forever. It's awkward in that you can't buy this separately, so if you went out and bought the game retail without the deluxe add-on, you're going to have a hard time finding someone selling just the deluxe add-on. And it's not just cosmetic stuff. If it was just cosmetic stuff, it'd be like, fine, whatever, skip it. But 2 things. The monorails, as cosmetic upgrade as they are easier to pick up because the dice are nestled in this 3D mold versus a card that has 3 dice laying on top of it and you've got to try to slide it across the table to you. What if you knock all the dice off? It's just...
Yeah. Or if you do knock off, like, well, I know what numbers they were. I just don't remember which colors the numbers were.
Yeah.
When I set it up, I think they were like this.
Yeah.
At least it helps me. So yes, that's how it was.
Plus, gameplay content. I'm not a fan of gameplay content being locked behind Kickstarter exclusivity or just limitedness, because sometimes these games need that variability, and with this I do feel like it really adds a lot of variability that's going to lengthen the life of this game in someone's collection.
Yeah, it introduces a whole concept of re-rolling, introduces VIP guests.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
It also introduces a concept of innovations,
yes,
which is a further way to upgrade the tiles that are in front of you to make an even more robust experience.
Right, and I feel like just those innovation tiles, having another way to upgrade, and those VIP tiles, I mean, just those two things, I feel, for as small of component as they are, has a huge gameplay impact.
Yes.
So that kind of sucks. I think, though, that's everything that we don't like about it. So who is this for?
This is going to be a midweight game for the more avid and hardcore gamers. It delivers a lot of thinkiness in the box,
right?
Without too much overproduction, and it's just out of the range of a casual gamer.
You could try the introductory game,
right?
Which 4 rounds, but you don't use the administrator or the skill cards. The true test there is whether their brains understand the puzzle, because if they don't get that how to plan and use the dice effectively over time, it's going to be really, really hard for them, and it's not going to be very much fun.
Right. Which is why I definitely say that more the avid and hardcore gamers and being a midway
It could be a possible transition game, though. I would say that.
That's true.
That's true. All right, on to our ratings.
So for our ratings, we each have 1d6 worth of ratings to give. 1 is low, 6 is high. We give a number, a reason why, add them together, and see what it rolled for us. Sarah, what did Dice Theme Park Deluxe Edition roll for you?
It rolled a 5. I think this game is fantastic. I really just thoroughly enjoy the gameplay. I will always want to play only 4 rounds. I definitely like a lot of the deluxe components, so I think they're probably going to become standard for us in our games. Some of them, not all of them, but quite a bit, like those upgrade tiles and the VIP ones. I really like those. I think the thing that's just going to be is because it is that brainy kind of thinky, I'm just not always going to be up for it. I mean, after a long day work, this would be really difficult for me. But otherwise, yeah, I can see myself asking to play this quite a lot.
Yeah, for me, it also rolled a 5. Now, if it was just the retail version, I'd probably give it a 4.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it was good, solid, it had decent replayability, but having played the deluxe version, it's kind of like night and day where, well, now I can't not know that the better games with the deluxe version... Why would I play the worst version of the game?
Agreed.
And that's because I think if I just seen the base game, I probably still would have rated a 5 without knowing. But now that I know the deluxe edition, yeah, the base game's a 4.
Right.
But with the deluxe components, it's a 5.
I agree 100%. It's kind of makes me sad because eventually people are not going to be able to get the deluxe version unless, I hope, Alley Cat Games at some point just makes like a new edition, like the, what do they call, a lot of them are calling them the X edition, where it's like the complete edition and just includes all this in one box as one package, which I hope they really do, and not be like a 20-year anniversary. Let's just call it like 5 years. Just do it in 5 years. I think that'd be perfect. That'd be the perfect game.
Or just break down and just call the deluxe component thing an expansion.
And make it available regularly. Yeah. That's my problem is I don't know how long this is going to stay available.
Yeah.
Especially with the way that they've handled some things. So.
All right.
Yeah.
And I might have asked you this before, but what is your theme park called?
I don't know, because every single time I play, I lean towards a different color or other, and so like we've kind of noticed like the blue ones are kind of water and the green are kind of spooky, but I don't know, because those tiles don't give me enough motivation for a name. Do you have a name?
So it's like Generico Land?
Well, it's like, yeah, it's like, don't a lot of places just call them like like the city name, or like the state fair? Like you go to the fairgrounds,
Right.
you go to the county fairgrounds,
Oh, okay.
that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I'm
so
the
you have a-
county.
you have
I'm
a-
the
you have-
county fairground.
You have like a state fair theme park.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What are you?
Nanoland.
Of course. I should have seen that coming.
Haha. And we've been rolling with reviews.
And remember, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach out to us on the various social media platforms at
Rolling with Two. That's TWO. We are on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And on YouTube, please like and subscribe.
And if you have time, check out the other content Nanoman has found for you, because remember, he's rolling with you.